GPS is GiGi's personal services. She's an RV expert with over 3 decades of experience. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
Get information straight from the horse's mouth.
Little birdie told me I'd need RV advice.
It's Just Ask Gigi with Gigi Stetler and Tom Alexander. Now here's Gigi and Tom.
Hi everybody, this is Just Ask Gigi, a mobile version today. As you can see, we're not in our usual spot. I'm Tom Alexander. This of course is the one, the only Gigi Stetler, and we've got Sabrina Fox with us as well. Here we are, Palm Beach RV Show on Southern Boulevard, or just off Southern Boulevard actually. And lots to do. We're going to visit with some folks.
So excited. There are people here that I haven't seen in years. I can't wait to see them.
Hold home week.
I have
Kind of like a high school reunion.
Yeah, it is. And I have not physically done an RV or whatever you call it, displayed in an RV show in probably 15 years. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. But
You don't miss it?
I know, but I do, and it is fun. So I'm actually excited to look at all these different models and stuff. So let's get going.
Let's do it. Hi everybody, Tom Alexander and Gigi Stetler right here at the Palm Beach RV Show, and our guest today from KZ is Brian Atkinson. Hey Brian, how are you?
Great, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks, doing well. And we just, we endured a little brief quick shower, but now it's good to go.
Welcome to Florida.
Yeah, of course, right?
And I do have to say, Tom, I know it's been a while that we've been this close together.
Yes.
So, of course.
Amazing. Well, we're playing by the rules here. We're playing by the rules.
Well, we've been on screens that have been cutting us in half.
Yes.
So, Brian, I was taking a peek at this unit and I thought, wow, this is really cool. And then I stumbled on Brian, the factory rep. So I wanted him to give me a little education here. Let me know what I've seen this model with the porch, I guess we call it, or.
Well, what we've got here is basically it's an E17 hatch by KZ, and what makes it unique is KZ is the only one that's taking a small travel trailer and creating a rear entrance. So the advantage to the rear entrance is 50-fold. The most important things that you can do with it is a kayak, coolers, bicycles. Like, everybody makes a list of things that they want to take on their trip. Unfortunately, in a small travel trailer, a lot of things get taken off that list, and it's very cumbersome to load and unload.
Right.
In this particular floor plan, not only do you have all of the storage, but this turns into a U-shaped dinette or a bed. So literally in a 20-foot camper, you're sleeping 2 different beds and able to store a bunch of stuff. In addition to that, some of the great features about this is things that you wouldn't normally think of. I mean, you cook fish or bacon inside of the camper, it smells like fish or bacon for 3 days, right? Being able to open up the rear and have a screen, so no bugs, and air out your camper, whether it's fresh air while you're sleeping, whether you're at a lake in Georgia, backed up to a lake and have a beautiful view in the back with a back door that serves as a second awning.
That's cool.
So,
Does it have an outside kitchen?
This particular floor plan does not. We do have we do have one that has the rear hatch that does have an outside.
Oh, awesome. And how this fiberglass, obviously. It's aluminum frame or wood frame? Or?
It's aluminum frame.
Awesome. And what does this weigh?
This one weighs about 4,700 pounds.
Perfect. So under 5,000 pounds.
Correct.
Very good. Very good. Very cool. And what other features does it have? It's got jacks.
Yeah. So
Electric.
So this has what we call, so it does have a place for an outside grill, and then this has what we call our off-grid package, which includes a front bike rack. It has more clearance on the tires so you can get where you want to go. It has roof-mounted solar as well. So because this camper is so small, the combination of the roof-mounted solar, and it also has a plug-and-play for 300 more. So literally, you can run this entire camper off
So
of
if you
solar.
put a lithium battery on it, it would probably last me.
Correct. With that much solar and this small of a camper, all of that stuff comes into play.
And what does something like this cost?
This dealer has it priced
I see it's got the new awesome steps.
just over 27.
Awesome. I see it's got the new steps, which is great.
It does. I've had a knee replaced, and I can tell you
They are
that,
the
like,
best.
for sure.
But I will tell you this, most of the campers are coming with these steps. Very important when you're putting them inside. And sometimes if you're not on level ground, these little feet here are adjustable. So you really need to get low enough to clear your door. I'm sure you've had problems with the doors bending at the bottom,
For
customer error. So the steps are great, but just make sure that you pay attention to the height of these steps when you fold it in or fold it out so that you don't bend the bottom of your door. I can't tell you how many claims we've got going on with people. My door just fell apart. Well, they don't really just fall apart. So you just got to pay attention to that. But it is an amazing, amazing steps. And they have different ones. Some with 3 steps, some with 2, depending on the height of the camper. But that is such a good feature because there's so many people with injuries, and those old steps are done.
They are, and like combined with the friction hinge door, like it's 2 of the greatest inventions in a long time, because those little plastic pieces that were broke for
Yes,
years,
yes.
like it's literally a screw that you can tighten
Yeah, so
or
you can adjust.
untighten.
You can adjust this, yeah. 'Cause I've seen them when they're sometimes so tight that they almost smack you on the head when you're getting in. This is actually adjusted quite well. So this is the second top new engineer, new issue. That's an awesome feature. Very good. Outside speakers I see, outside light.
Yeah.
No awning lights or
No, well, just this,
that, okay.
yeah, just the
Very
entrance
good.
light, but it is LED, so it will certainly light up this area.
and it's got what's this guy?
So
Is this the bike rack?
this is a bike rack.
Yeah, this is the newest thing for the bike rack because I guess can't put it in the back.
Well, and it's kind of nice because with this, of course, in the back you have the back canopy.
Right, exactly.
So having the bikes up here and not putting them inside gives you even more space
Yeah, no,
to bring
this is
stuff.
This is actually a really, really great system. I've been using these when some of the models that I sell have the flip down rack on the back, and if you want to put more stuff, like your barbecue and things like that, you put the bikes in the front.
Absolutely.
So that you have more. And this is definitely a great invention. And I say that one over there because it has the receiver, so you can put the bike rack that way as well. Which obviously you can't put that on the page.
Correct. And we do have a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. A lot of guys have one bumper-to-bumper. We're 2 years, and
Let's talk about that. So Casey's offering a 2-year bumper to bumper. So when you say bumper to bumper, you're talking appliances which have their own 2-year warranty. So you're talking structural, you're talking cabinets, doors, lining doors, all that.
correct, except for things that have, so that's 2 years is the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
There are several items that will carry on even longer. We also have the longest warranty for our roofs, like on the Connects, those roofs are a full 20 years.
But that's on the rubber itself.
Correct.
Okay. So that is only if the product is defective.
That's correct.
Okay. So what's your maintenance schedule in order to have that 2-year warranty? What is your, to do a complete seal, to do a roof seal and all that, is that 90 days, 1 year? What's the customer's obligation?
1 year.
So after he picks his camper up from the dealer, in 1 year is when he should seal his roof and the sides and stuff like that?
Correct.
And is this the way that a customer would get convenience from the dealer? Is this your factory seal?
It is, and we do. I mean, we have some dealers. I have a dealer that reseals everything just because that's how he runs his business. And
I want to know that dealer because that's the correct thing to do, and I want to know who that is because that is what should be done. Because you and I both know that this is putty tape and it is not going to make it a year, and it should be scraped off and it should be sealed before the customer receives it. Therefore, the customer doesn't have to worry about it and then keep up with his payments. Because we deal with so many insurance claims, and it falls through the cracks because the insurance denies when the water comes in because they didn't maintain it. The dealer didn't tell them it had to be sealed in a year, and they didn't read the owner's manual.
Yeah,
So-
and like here, that particular, I mean, the industry, that's actually another thing that's great about a company like KC is that we're not a monster in size. So, like, our dealer base deals with the same 3 people. So when it comes to claims, it's not someone sitting in an office penciling back
Right.
blankly. There's gray areas where sometimes people experience something outside of warranty, and we want to make sure our customers are happy, right?
And that is 100%. But you know, it's what I find that happens through the RV Advisor is lack of customer knowledge of that there is maintenance that's required.
Oh, that's true.
And that, you know, because it's really hard as a dealer, because I have a personal dealership as well, and it's very hard as a dealer to say, oh, you know, you have to seal it once or twice a year, and you have to do this, and, you know, and then it's like, oh, you know, so.
And they change so fast, right? So like you have something comes from the factory, you don't even know it has an in-command system. I mean, I had one of my largest dealers, it had an in-command system, which they could use their cell phone to operate everything. People were getting walkthroughs and nobody knew the in-command system was there, right? So to your point, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and you know, RV Advisor is an educational platform, non-biased, so it's not about this product, not about that product. It's about educating the consumer to know that they should check their roof. Just because you told me it's a 2-year warranty, most people, if you told me that, I can tell you that most customers, they won't even look at their unit for 2 years. They won't look at it because you say it's a 2-year warranty. They don't think. And if something happens and there's a roof leak or the seal came loose, or which no company lasts for 2 years. So, you know, and now he's got a puddle of a lake inside and the roof is shot.
Yeah, the industry does need to get to a point where it's like a car, and you know that every 3,000 miles you have to do this.
And I think what happens is, you know, and salesmen are supposed to sell, but somewhere in the sales funnel, you know, after they've made the sale, they've put the deposit, they've done all of that, they're in the closing office. When they do their walkthrough, which is usually after they've paid, that's when they need to be told, boom, 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 and sign or something, because that's where it falls apart. And
it does. It does. I will say one thing, okay? Like, we are in an industry that moves 100 times faster than like the car industry in several areas. So, like, I know that everybody wants a fully functional camper that never breaks, but at the same time, they want 6 slides. And
I get it.
you know what I mean? So, like,
I get it.
The industry as a whole. You're correct.
But it's about educating the consumer. Okay, you want 6 slides. You know, these are the things that you've got to think about. But I find more customers, it's like the lawsuit with the McDonald's lady with the coffee. It was hot and she spilled it on herself with hot coffee, and she, and there was always that old joke where the lady who bought the family that bought the Winnebago, and it said, oh, you can, by driving an RV, you can make a sandwich, go to the bathroom, and watch TV and do all these things while driving. So she got the steering wheel, went to go make herself lunch, and crashed into the mountain. So.
Well, that's why people like you are great, because the truth of the matter is that, I mean, you can find you can find a million walkarounds on the internet, but having people out there that are educating consumers on how to manage their camper after the purchases, it's important for all of us.
I've been out this. I personally have been in the RV business for 35 years. I worked with Bob 35 years ago when I started in this industry, and I formed the RV Advisor in 2018 because I was so sick of trying to recommend my friends that are out of state to go to a dealership to buy a camper that didn't live where my dealerships were, and I couldn't recommend anybody because they had no customer service. And so I started this company so that I can hold dealers and manufacturers accountable and educate consumers, because the customer's not always wrong, the dealer's not always wrong, and the manufacturer's not always wrong. There's 3 sides to every story. So, our membership is $29 a year, and it's all about, educating them and teaching them along the way so that, they know, oh, check your seals. Wait, before you pick it up, you know what, make the dealer do a complete seal. If you can't get them to do it included in the price, pay for it. Just do it. Get it done before it leaves, because what happens, take it and put it in storage, and this and that, and I can guarantee you that this putty tape right here will disappear in this hot weather and crack, and that'll be open. And in Florida, when it rains, half the year, it's a problem. In other states where it doesn't rain as much, but in general. So that's normally what I would tell my customers when they're negotiating in their shop. Either get the dealer to do it or pay for it. Just get it done, things like that. Just, those kind of things are because I can't tell you how many situations. I'm considered one of Geico's experts on RV insurance and stuff, and I can't tell you how many claims we go through where it falls in the middle of lack of maintenance. The factory says nope, or it's just out of factory warranty, roof is shot. Factory's the insurance Geico Progressive says lack of maintenance. Now the customer's mad at the manufacturer, the customer's mad at the dealer, and it was really the customer's fault. But it was the dealer's fault for not telling him to do it. So it's kind of.
It is.
It's.
I think, here I've done this a long time too, and I can tell you that, it shouldn't be standardized. There are certain things that should be standardized for all parties to function better.
That's where I come in. That's where we come in, and I'm seriously thinking that you could bring this back to your powers, working with the manufacturers, because we have two divisions. We have the RV Advisor, and then we have the RVACA, and the RVACA is the RV Advisors Consumer Association, kind of sitting right next to the RVA and the RVIA, and with that, and it's our nonprofit, and with that organization, we think that the manufacturers should pay the membership. It's $50 a year that registers their vehicles. We handle all the recalls, we make sure the notices, we run the venoms, we basically act as a mediator. So if there's a problem, rather than, because the dispute channel is a nightmare, that. It's an absolute nightmare. So us being the mediators, because I know the industry so well, I know all, so I've owned manufacturing plants, I've been in every part of this industry, so it's hard to get a mediator that doesn't know the business, or know. So us as the mediator, which, can kind of resolve a lot of issues, and we can send out that letter when the customer gets the RV in the first 3 months and say, hey, have you done a roof seal yet? Have you checked? Have you done this? Those kind of things, because I know the dealers are afraid to do that because they didn't tell them they had to do all this maintenance. It might cost them $1,200 a year, so that kind of happens. But that's where we would come in and make sure they've done their maintenance and do prizes or something where they have to mail in their checkup or something, so that it keeps your warranty going and it keeps everybody in the loop,
Yeah.
So I do think that it's that's a possibility that it could be a manufacturer's responsibility to register those folks for the first year, so that we stay on top of them, And then if something goes wrong, it's their fault because they didn't read my mail. They did, what I'm saying? Then it becomes their fault. At least you can say, well, you had all this access, all this information, because right now they have no information. They don't have information, so.
It's true. It's true.
And I understand why, when you're selling, I totally get it. It's hard for you to tell a customer that, oh, it's going to cost you this much money a year to maintain it. You weren't thinking about that,
Yeah.
And I get it and I understand. So that's why almost a third party to come back and say, hey, let's keep your camper alive for the next 20 years. You got a 20-year loan on it. We got to keep it alive, and this is what you got to do. And a third-party person to do it, to make sure that happens.
Yeah, I mean, think about the maintenance that goes into a regular home and then put one on wheels and expect a different formula, like absolutely maintenance.
It is a maintenance thing, but like I said, it's also, in the educational line, so that we need to let those people know. We need to let, consumers know that, and like I said, it's perfectly to say with a 2-year warranty, and then, but there's so many things that go along the way to keep that 2-year warranty alive.
For sure.
And that's what we need to fill in those gaps, and I think we're getting a little closer. We're starting to gain some credibility with our members to pay attention,
Good.
So we're getting there, Well, it's really great talking to you. I love your product. I love it, love it, love it. And give a shout out to Bob's. I haven't seen Bob in so long. I was hoping he'd be here. He's the first one I see. So we worked together for 35 years, but he's afraid to come on camera. So
We appreciate you coming and appreciate you taking a look at the new hatch.
thank you. We'll be sure to put it up on the website.
Sounds
Give
good.
us a shout out. Thank you, Brian. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Hey everybody, I just want to let you know that we have moved along and we're in the next stop here at the Palm Beach RV Show. We've got Grant from Freedom Bingo.
Freedom Bingo out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. So about 5 hours or 4.5 hours north of us.
Hey, it's 4 if you go, Florida speed limit.
Yes, that's true. Good point. That's,
This is so
this
awesome.
man knows. All right.
This is awesome. I guess van life is at its extreme here. Why don't you tell us about this? This is really something.
Yeah, so this is our shop van. We affectionately refer to it as Riptide. Basically, it's a 170 wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter 4x4. And we have taken it from an empty cargo van to a completely self-sustained off-grid camper, basically. So it's powered by an 800 amp hour Victron Energy lithium bank, secondary alternator to charge it, 12 volt AC that we can run for up to 15 hours.
Holy cow.
We have 3 Dometic drawer fridges here just because, well, I thought they looked cool, so I stacked a bunch together and there they are. For a toilet, we have something called a wrap-on green that's in a drawer. It's kind of like a super duper fancy diaper genie. When you use
Checking out that toilet?
you hit the flush and it feeds down, it heat shrinks it, cuts it off, you throw it away. So there's no composting and there's no chemicals to throw away into the toilet, which is super nasty. Nobody wants to do it. Past that, the big difference here that you'll see in an adventure van versus an RV is everything is built to the max. So we have all aluminum cabinetry. There's no wood used anywhere in the van for structures. Everything is bolted down securely to a DOT-approved floor for the seating, as well as the track system in the roof and on the wall. Past that, all of our windows are all sliding and opening. And it's got, everything you need. As long as you have diesel and water, you can be off grid for as long as you want.
That's really cool. What is something like this going to cost?
This particular one, it's a little ridiculous. It's about $170,000 with everything on
Holy
it.
cow.
The vast majority of our customers end up in the $110,000 to $125,000 range, including the cost of the van.
Well, I guess this van is in the 90s right now, right? Sure. Just
This
the
van
Sprinter-
was
Sprinter-
$64,000.
Just the shell.
Just the shell, yeah.
So,
And for instance, this van
so
has,
it's a $100,000 total. That's not terrible.
yeah, and this has $3,500 wheels, it's $4,000 suspension, it's a $10,000 floor and seating system. It all honestly adds up. It's only a portion of that's actually labor. A huge portion of the cost of this is the parts and pieces.
Your battery.
Yeah,
battery motor system.
there's
that's-
$10,000 just in lithium batteries in the back.
Yeah, I get that. And I built all grooming vans on the Sprinter chassis, and I've had 70,000 on top of, so about 140 for a dog grooming van on the same chassis. So,
Yeah.
So
It's crazy how it adds up.
I know it goes really quick. This is awesome. And you know what? Your charging system in that lithium battery is probably a dog groomer's. Could be dog groomer's best friend, because that's a big issue with the generator. It's too noisy. It takes up a lot of space. So that is actually a really good.
Yeah. With the large
application.
bank coupled with the secondary alternator that we have, it charges at 200 amps.
Yeah.
So basically, you can max out your 3,000 watt inverter and still have power to spare with the engine running.
Awesome. No, that's awesome.
So it's
And has an
super.
automatic jump off your engine. You just charge it back
This
up
particular
again?
one doesn't, but we
Okay.
can set that up. Yeah.
So how do you recharge? You charge so obviously your solar then has to recharge you.
Well, so we do have solar. We have 340 watts of solar. But honestly, with 800 amp hours of battery,
Right.
I don't even have to care about this van for almost a week under
Right.
normal usage.
So how do you recharge?
From the engine, from the second
That's-
alternator.
Well, that's what I meant. So when you start your engine, you're charging your,
Correct, yes.
your system back up again.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, it just doesn't do it automatically.
Right, but as soon as you start put the key in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it.
Well, thank you.
Give a shout out to Grant and his amazing little product here. It makes you want to go out in the woods. I know. It's like, what about you, Sabrina? What do you think?
So cool.
You ready to hit the woods?
Totally.
Van life? Is there room for the dog?
Your dog? I think we need two of them.
Yeah, true that. Nice meeting you, Grant.
Yep,
and
you
we're
too.
moving on.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by,
Okay,
guys.
thank you. Well, you know, it's really interesting going to an RV show. You know, the whole idea is you want to see all this product, but you want to talk to people, you want to talk to salesmen, you want to try to get an idea. So I was walking through the display over here. I wanted to actually feature one of those beautiful fifth wheels over there. And I went through 3 salespeople, and they wouldn't even talk to me. What, did I not have a husband with me or something, or a man? Do I not look like a buyer? Nobody knows that I'm from RV Advisor, and I was just quite surprised. And finally, I stopped the guy after the second one, grabbed his phone and started talking and walked right away from me. Unbelievable. So I got this, the last guy, he just goes, I said, hey, do you want to, I'd like to feature some of your products here. And he's like, do whatever you want, who cares? And he walked away from me. So we will not be featuring this dealer or this product, and we are moving on to
Something else.
better territory.
Yeah, a little friendlier territory, the friendly confines.
I thought that, you know, it's really sad that this is the type of experience that consumers get right now, because they say that you have to be an idiot to not sell an RV in today's climate. The salespeople actually tell you that, and it's really, really sad. I get it now. If you just pan to the left, and all the salesmen are just standing there, and there are customers walking around trying to ask questions, and no one's answering questions. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Well,
maybe you can get them all just talking to themselves over there while we move on to something else.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, we are here with Ben Rutkin from North Trail RV Center, and we're going to check out some of the very latest units right here. GiGi.
I just stumbled on Ben. Ben worked for me, 20 years ago?
Yes, I did.
Years ago,
Yes.
whatever. He was with me for a long time, so we've sold a lot of stuff together.
Sure
How many
did.
times we've been at this show for years?
Yes,
Right? And
yes.
sold a lot of stuff. So anyway, Ben's at North Trail right
Yes,
now?
I work at North Trail RV Center. It's a family-run business. Been open 30 years. We do service, sales, parts, everything in one location. We even do the diesel side on the mechanical side, which is big for a lot of our diesel pusher customers. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So this your best?
The top of line, the Newmar is the top of line. This is the Mountaineer. Okay, what makes Newmar so good is it's built by Amish people up in Indiana, and it's a family-run business also.
They haven't been bought out yet?
They just get bought out by Winnebago. Yeah, they just sold out to Winnebago. And but what makes them so unique is they free-hung the wall like a house. They use fiberglass insulation, bead foam, a vapor barrier. So you have 6 layers, and you have 3-inch walls, which is the thickest in the industry. And it's the most quietest and best insulated coach on the market. Okay.
What's that going to do to the product? Going to stay the same? Because I know Tiffin just sold out also.
Yeah, Tiffin just sold Tiffin. Yeah, so far everything's staying the same. Winnebago is a really they're debt-free company, and by buying by buying Newmar, it became a 17 EBITDA. So it's a really good combination because they're debt-free, and Newmar is really going to grow because with Winnebago it has the money to push it to the next level. So.
What do you think? Just your opinion. What do you think with Bob Tiffin selling out more?
Yeah.
It is such an amazing company.
Yes, Bob Tiffin it's a great company. It's a family-run business.
What is that? What is the product going to look like now?
Sure. So everything's going to stay the same for a year or two. Storage kind of is like deal with Airstream, and Airstream was bought out by Thor, and they left it the same. Nothing ever changed, and that's what's going to be the same thing with Tiffin. They're going to keep everything the same. There'll be Tiffin people running it. It's just Thor's umbrella name on it.
Hopefully it stays like that because they've just been such an amazing product, and I hope. Winnebago was a good product. So
yes.
It is a good, and it's funny when people talk about Winnebago, or you say, oh, I sell RVs, or I'm in the RV business. Oh, like Winnebago?
Right.
Like, no one really realizes that it's actually a brand.
It is. It's a brand. They think it's an RV. It's a name. It's an iconic name in the RV industry. So everybody associates Winnebago with a first-time RVer. It's just it comes hand in hand.
Right. So you're like, well, I don't really call Winnebago.
Yeah.
It's like a Winnebago.
So Winnebago never made a high-end coach, so I think that was the market they were missing. So they brought Newmar on board, you know, just because they build high-end products. I think they're going to take a lot of technology from Indiana and move it to Iowa and help them with the Winnebago Tour and the Journey and their higher-end models. So.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I mean, they dropped the Horizon line and all that, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They were having all kinds of problems.
We sold them back then. Remember? I
So-
think we were selling Horizon and we sold all that stuff in Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, give us
So anyway, you know, Newmar invented the slide out, you know, 25 years ago. They were the first one to invent it. It's a cogwheel from a mulch spreader. So it's a very reliable system. They used it the last 25 years. And they've done some other innovations in the RV industry that are known to them, like the air conditioning system. A lot of units where the unit is with the return filter, it's real noisy when you talk. They offset the air conditioner vents with the return filters down one side, your output on the other. By doing that, it's an even flow and a lot quieter. You and I can carry conversation without hearing the fan noise. They do things like that. They do the flush floor slide out. They invented that. They also invented a regress door, which is back here in the back, and the other side here. So, yeah. Right here. It's basically, instead of having to climb out an emergency window,
that's awesome.
okay, they've come out with an egress door. You can actually open this door up for emergency, and there's a false fan on the ladder comes down.
That's super.
And that only Newmar's doing that. It's a big deal.
That's super. I want to see your floor.
Yeah. The other one thing that Newmar does too is the passive steer in the back. If it's a Spartan chassis or a Freightliner, turn 8 or 12 degrees, depending, which they don't drag on the floor
What
anymore.
chassis is this anymore?
This one's on the Freightliner.
It's on-
They make a
But
Freightliner.
But they did have their own chassis at some point. didn't they?
Tiffin makes their own one. They use Spartan, and Spartan, which we used to use on American Revolution, very good chassis.
Freightliner is great service.
Yeah.
Always good service on it.
Yeah, so it's Spartan,
Yeah,
great
Spartan
service.
Freightliner, but there was another company that had their own.
Oh, it was the Power Glide, which is Tiffin. Tiffin
No, it
makes their own
wasn't.
truck.
It was another one that we could never get service on.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was the old one now. but maybe
Yeah,
not.
no, I can't remember.
Yeah, back in the day, but anyway,
Yeah.
it was a nightmare to get service on.
Sure.
Yeah, anyway.
All right, hey,
I
want to come
wanna
outside and
see,
take a look? Sure.
yeah, I want to see the level slide.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see that there's no carpet on the floor. There's a family
So
in
yeah,
there.
there's no carpet. That's the other thing. You know, there's no carpet in the slides. They put tile in the slide. They went to a new slide out for that instead of the cogwheel. I was telling you, they went to HWH. HWH, what it is, it's a hydraulic lifts up and then it's chain driven in with a thick chain.
So it lifts and rolls? or
Yeah, so
lifts
lifts, it never touches the floor. It lifts straight up and comes in. But it's able to carry all that tile in the slide. That's what's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
They couldn't carry the weight, the slide rooms. Now they've been able to build through that. And it makes it much nicer. No carpet at all.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The only thing I've found with these tile floors with the vibration, they tend to crack.
Yes.
And when they crack, you cannot replace it. It's a nightmare.
So yeah, so what Newmar does is they use a wood floor. It's a better insulator, has some
So
flexibility
it's
to
on the
that.
wood floor, it's not on the floor itself.
Exactly. They raise it up 4 inches.
No,
Yeah.
that's an absolute wonderful feature. So if you're considering a tile floor, if you're considering actually even redoing your RV with a ceramic tile floor, do not do a glue down on the floor, on the subfloor.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. So what he's saying is they actually put a plywood floor deck.
Yeah, they raise it up 4 inches and they
Yeah.
insulate that with fiberglass insulation. Then they put the 5/8 inch plywood decking, and then they put the
And then
tile,
glue on
and it
top.
actually sits in there and bakes for 24 hours.
But
So
the number one, that doesn't sit straight on the floor for the vibration, so you probably won't get the cracking like you get.
yeah, there's a flexible ground in there, so it gives a little flexibility to it, but you won't have any problems with
But
cracking.
you can drop stuff and crack it and things like that. But when it's on the plywood, like he says, it's easy to fix because you can cut that tile out and put it, you know, as long as it's got the same color or whatever. But you can put it and route it onto the plywood,
Right.
not onto the floor. But you
Yeah.
can't chisel. You cannot chisel it up off the floor. You'll like
Right.
it off. So that's a great feature that it's on plywood. You know, take it from someone who changes a lot of floors. That's a floor that you can change down the road. Don't like the color and want a new floor. You can do that. That's great. And this is 42,
This is actually a 41 foot 11 inches. This is our Mountaineer. It's a little smaller. Normally they're in 45 foot sizes.
450,
This one has a 500. 500 Cummins, yeah. 1,450 pounds of torque.
Allison transmission.
Allison transmission, 6 speeds. Got the integrated Girard awnings, and it's also got the window awnings, which are Girard. Those are just push button. You don't have to pull. Yeah.
$9,000 awning.
Yes.
So make sure you have it insured.
That's right.
If you buy something with a Girard awning, they're extremely expensive.
I can take you in another one here if you want to see the Dutch Star. That's right.
But the Mountaineers, they're higher? Or
Yeah, Mountaineer's above the Dutch Star. Goes Dutch Star,
Country
Mountaineer.
Star's not so higher?
No, Country Star's the starting model.
Oh, is it?
That used to replace the Vantana LE,
Okay.
and it replaced that.
Maybe
yeah.
go ahead.
Come on in
Have a
here.
little view of the. We'll see how many calls you get for 450.
This is a heated floor, by the way. It has 3 zones. The one up front, one in the bedroom, and in the floor, an actual slide out's heated.
Shades electric?
Shades are electric, just push button, day shades, night shades. All the air conditioning I was telling you is all up in the ducts. You don't see it, so return filters one side, your output on the other. Yep.
So happy with the 12-volt refrigerators now. Amazing. Look at this space they have.
Yeah,
Come a
so
long way from the gas electric. You know?
sure. So these 110 refrigerators, they work off an inverter.
Yeah.
You know, going down the road, your engine's charging up the batteries when you run the generator, when you plug yourself in.
They have them on travel trailers now. I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
then the other cool features ours is if you were dry camping, a lot of people dry camp, you left the refrigerator going, you could set it for the 11 batteries. When it get to like
Yeah.
11.8, it'll kick on the generator and charge it back up. Built-in features. Or also if you lost power at the campground, you know, if you had a dog, it would kick the generator on for that heat also. So air
Awesome.
conditioning up.
No, awesome. Beautiful job.
And then if you go to the bathroom there and you step up there, they raise it 8 inches in the bathroom. It's a cathedral ceiling.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Cool.
and you'll get a huge shower, double sink, a washer dryer.
Cool. Nice shower.
Yeah.
With the seat in the shower. That's great. Washer dryer is in there somewhere. Are you sure?
Yeah,
There.
it's right there. Yeah. Yeah. Walk around king. It's a sleep number here, adjustable. Yeah.
And this is the Dutch Star.
Yeah, you're in the Dutch Star. The Mountaineer is 7. This one is 530. Yeah. So this is to me, this is the most bang for the buck for the money of all. They make them up to 1.3 million. To me, for this unit, it has everything.
Yeah.
It's got independent front suspension. It's got the big 365 tire in the front, which is the wide dump truck
What's
tire.
the engine on this one?
The engine on this one's 450 with 1,250
So
pounds of torque.
that's what you're spending.
Yeah, you're spending the extra go up to really. And the other big thing is the only other big difference. It has a silver leaf computer, which is that touch where everything's done from
That
the
one does.
computer.
This one
That
does.
one, this one does. That was some of the
That's
differences too.
interesting.
Yeah.
Why would they choose? Wow.
Well, it showed when the Mountaineer up has a silver leaf computer. Yep.
Well, it's been there for 7 weeks, but
Yeah.
there's a satellite dish problem. It's not working.
Right.
And when he called in, he called the extended warranty from us, but he called it, the service provider called in to make a claim on the satellite.
Right.
They said he has to get a whole new system.
Yeah.
So they talked to the customer, and the customer said it never worked. So he
Yeah.
never got it to work. So that's a pre-existing problem.
Right. Well, was the used one you bought from us?
No, he bought it. I think it was used, but
Yeah.
he's got a PDI saying that
Yeah,
it was working.
yeah.
But the way he said, anyway, long story short.
Yeah, they don't. So satellites is one thing that we don't guarantee. You'd have to get. I mean, we can, but when you buy it, they have to check it out. because
But
they-
he
there's-
was, well, that's the thing is
Yeah.
we bought a warranty and it would have been covered, but
Right.
the customer said on the interview
Yeah.
that it never worked.
Oh,
he
I
never
got
got
you.
it to work.
So that's
So
gonna have
now-
problem getting paid. I got you.
So
Don't worry.
now it's
They don't want-
denied,
okay,
this
I got
and that,
you.
and Norco
Yeah.
wants $3,000,
I
this
saw.
and this and that,
Yeah.
and Goodwill, we were going to pay for part of it,
Right.
and this and that, so anyway, so we have an unhappy member sitting at your shop right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully we can resolve the issue tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I can give you the manager's name, the head guy is Brett Howard. That's the guy you want to talk to. Yeah.
I sent him there actually, we sent him there to buy that,
Yeah.
and now he's having trouble, so.
Well, usually our service line's really good. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I know we're busy, but
No, it's not that. They were mad because he didn't buy the extended warranty from Northfield, so they actually told him that.
No, no.
They said, well, you should have bought it from us, you wouldn't have this problem.
Right,
And
right.
it's not getting denied because you bought it from us.
Yeah.
You're getting denied because they said it was pre-existing
Right, because it
problem.
was used and it was supposed to be working to do the PDI and stuff,
Right.
where it was never working. And he told them that's the hell I won't pay. I got it.
Exactly. So
Yeah, so, got it. Yeah.
that's what happened.
All right.
Anyway, so just let the guy
All
know
right.
maybe build those homes.
Yeah.
I can send the customer to you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have to take care of the customer.
Yeah, that's it. That's important.
You know, like this customer,
Yeah.
I went there, I sent him to North Philly to buy this boat,
Yeah.
and now,
Right.
there's no way that they could have, they checked it off on the PDI that it was working.
Right.
There's no way that they would have known because they didn't put
They
that
didn't buy this, set it up. I got you.
So-
I'll talk to Brett. That's the best
Tell
route.
him to do
Do it. All right.
Yes, make
Okay.
something happen.
All right.
All right, Ben, it's nice seeing you. We
Yeah,
gotta go.
definitely. Take care.
We're on the
Thanks,
move.
Ben.
Yes,
Very nice to
no
meet
problem.
you.
Thank you, guys.
You check out the RV Advisor.
Massive store.
Okay.
You should have all of your customers.
Yeah.
They should be members.
All right.
We,
So, yeah,
we
this is-
help them along the way.
Okay.
You know, if you give,
definitely.
everybody that buys commercial, give them free membership.
Right.
That's what we do. I support dealers.
Right. Okay.
So
right.
they buy from dealers that we send them to
Right.
they do the right thing.
Sure.
So we're supporting members, we're supporting consumers. So.
Right.
Anyway, nice to see you.
Nice to see you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Be
Definitely.
well.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey, RV owners and those thinking about owning. Want to maximize the fun and minimize the hassle of buying an RV? You need GPS. It's Gigi's personal service. Our $350 package gets you me, the expert advice, and a host of outstanding services. Visit thervadvisor.com.
We're done, folks. We are done. We did it. We got here. We made it happen. The Palm Beach RV show. GiGi Stetler, where is she? There she is. Sabrina, not Samantha Fox, and Tom Alexander.
It was a blast.
It was a lot of fun, and we got to talk to some really cool people. Saw some cool products.
Yes, we did.
And units that were, this is it. This is one of the hot spots in the whole country to see RVs. So there you go.
Hot, you weren't getting hot,
Hey, for South Florida in February, today was a hot one. It was like, definitely in the 80s. And, we're not complaining. We know that a lot of the country is under a lot of snow.
Exactly.
So we're not complaining, but it's a little warmer than we're used to at this time of the year. But anyway, and Sabrina's from Massachusetts, so she knows what cold weather's about. And I'm from Pennsylvania, so I know what cold weather's about.
I'm from Florida.
So she doesn't know what cold weather
I'm a
is.
little chilly right now.
Yeah. She wears an overcoat when it's in the 90s,
No, that's not good.
All
I do
right.
have boots on.
Well, that's true.
Alrighty, till next time, right?
Till next time, this is Just Ask GiGi. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all the folks here at the Palm Beach RV Show, and we'll see you next Thursday. So long, everybody.